Hello and welcome to this Sun Communication version 2 release video. We are incredibly excited that we have finally got to the point where we can release this major upgrade to a module that has not received any development since our initial launch of the product. This upgrade to Sun Communication elevates the module to a full user-definable, modularized, powerful leadership framework. It's probably been the most significant single piece of development we've done in the software. It's had the longest gestation period, and I'm just incredibly excited to share this new module with you. Let's go and take a look. When you come into Sun Communication, you're now presented with a Sun Communication summary that lists the 8 components that make up Sun Communication. And these components are designed to drive a conversation through different elements of your leadership of your business. Some of the components you will recognize from elements that used to appear as boxes in the legacy Sun Communication. And just as a matter of interest, you will still be able to see any previous Sun Communication commentary that you have recorded in the Sun Communication legacy menu option. We've gathered together different elements under different headings, and we've made the product user definable, and we've created a stronger connection to forecasting. Let's have a look at revenue first of all. So each section now has section headers. You can see in revenue we've got revenue drivers, revenue stream mix, new revenue opportunities. We also have at the bottom of each section some general text boxes for those who just want to record notes in no particular place. In each of these areas we've also got the ability to edit the content. For each section you will see that we can define a responsible person, who is the person who will take on the monthly responsibility of updating this report. The structure of each section can be edited, and once we hit the edit button you'll see that we've got the ability to either remove an existing line if we don't want it. You will find that there are some lines that are created automatically as default. If you don't want them, simply remove them. We've also got the ability to change the order of the lines with the up and down arrows, and we've got the ability to create a new line. And when you select the plus button to create a new line, the first thing it's going to ask you is, do you want this question to have a text answer, a number answer, or an increasing, stable, decreasing pick list? Once you've created the new line, that is then there from that point onwards and ready to be updated. The structure of each of the modules differs slightly depending on what we're trying to achieve, and we've endeavored to set up a default starting point that's going to be useful for you all, but you've got this complete user definability in the software. In costs people, we've got a number of sections. We've got the staff that sit in our direct costs, we've got the staff that sit in our indirect costs, and we've also got an attention needed section where we've got the opportunity to keep an eye on our unhappy A graders or our C graders that need to be upskilled. In some of the boxes you'll see a completed box at the end. While this box remains unticked, these elements will continue to roll forward month by month and prompt you to make a new comment the next month. If you check the completed box, it will not roll forward to the next month. The other thing that we've got in the edit functionality in people is the ability to copy an entire group. So for example, in the staffing, you'll see that we've set up defaults of staff added, staff departed, number of staff busy, efficiency, morale and wage pressure. If we liked that entire structure and we wanted to create an entirely new group, we could copy all of that and give the new group its name, and it will then replicate all of those predefined, user-defined sections in a new group, and we can of course rename groups if we want to. In the materials area, we've got the one header which is materials, but under that we can have as many different mission critical materials as we want, and you'll find that the default setup is price, availability, reliability, but you've got the ability to remove some of those or add others. You've also got the ability to copy groups. As we move down through the modules, costs other gives us an opportunity to track any other really important direct costs or indirect costs. Working capital gives us the ability to track our performance in receivables, inventory and payables. Fixed assets, the ability to track our purchases and disposals. Internal systems, the ability to track projects that are current in the business to improve the efficiency of the business. And you've got the completed box functionality here once a project is completed. Then there is a user-defined catch-all option at the end, which just creates a text box to track a particular issue. The summary is traffic lighted, green when everything's filled in, orange when it's partially filled in, red when it's not filled in. Now, the other major change in Sun Communication I want to talk about is that under each section header, you've got forecast considerations. You've got general notes next to each of the lines where you can basically record anything that you want. But you've also got these boxes called forecast considerations, and this is where you have the ability to capture any key information that you want to think about when you go across into forecasting. So let's have a look at how that is now different when we go to our forecasting module. Now when you come into the forecasting module, the very first thing that you are going to see is a reminder of all of your Sun Communication comments. And we're trying to build a much stronger bridge here between your landscape conversation you have in forecasting and updating your business assumption forecasts. Then when you update any particular forecast, and you'll see that we have shifted the notes button from a button that used to be in the top right and often got forgotten by people, therefore not used. Notes are now much more prevalent with our Sun Communication notes over here on the left, and an area here to record any other notes that you want to record to explain your forecast assumptions. We are unbelievably excited about this upgrade to Sun Communication. We think that it's going to help leadership teams to structure the right conversations that they need to be having to challenge how their landscape's changing, and then to assess how they're going to change their operational performance. Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoy this module.